This episode of the Community Workbench podcast is brought to you by yours truly, Matt Norn of Remax Bell Park. For all of your real estate needs, call me 860-428-6534. Your dreams are my job. Welcome to the Community Workbench. This is Matt Norn and Kyle Morrissey. We are your hosts of the number one podcast in my basement. At the bench, we try to repair the sense of community. So every week, we bring you small businesses, entrepreneurs, community leaders, charities, and pretty much whoever we feel like talking to. And today, we feel like talking to Kim Pascone and Caitlin Fontaine, representatives of Ellis Tech, my alma mater. This has been a long time goal of mine to have Ellis on and other schools on. And I'm so glad you got through all the red tape that needed all the clearance. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Sure.
We're very happy to be here.
Awesome. Glad. So Kim, what exactly is your title at Ellis Tech?
So I'm the Dean of Students,
Okay.
and I'm the Attendance Officer and Work-Based Learning Coordinator.
Okay.
And I dabble a little bit in low-level discipline.
Okay. What is a low disciplinary action?
Maybe a little problem in the cafeteria or a little
Okay.
disagreement in the hallway, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a step above peer mediator, which I was.
Yeah. Well,
Do you guys still have that?
It's interesting. They do some peer mediation through guidance. So yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't think that we have students named that. We do have senior mentors.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they had those back then.
Nope. Didn't
No.
hear senior mentors. but-
They're in charge of taking care of our freshmen, so they don't get lost and they're not afraid and
Oh,
they
nice.
feel welcome. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. What exactly is a dean of students? I guess.
Well, it's a fancy title.
Oh, okay.
I would say that my primary passion in my role is work-based learning, getting our kids out there to work. They are very industrious, and they come to us before they come to us, they are very industrious. So they will be working on at the corn maze, the pumpkin patch. They'll be working at the tree farms at Christmas time, helping buddies chop wood in the backyard, that kind of thing. They're very, very hard workers. So work-based learning is very important. And I would say within the last maybe 7 or 8 years, I've been very, very interested and passionate about post-grad employment, because I found that our seniors sometimes get very worried, even if they don't, they're not cognizant of it. They're very worried about what's going to happen because we have been telling them what to do and where to go for 12 years.
Yeah.
And they can get a little anxious about that. So I try to relieve that anxiety through post-grad employment opportunities from different businesses, career fair, etc. And it seems to be helping.
Nice. Yeah. Sometimes that turning 18 can be a curse. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
Right. A little paralysis. Hey, Caitlin, what do you do?
I'm right now still an apprentice electrician for A. Reynolds Electric.
A. Reynolds, we've had them on. They're great people.
Absolutely.
Sounds like they're amazing to work for.
They absolutely are. They are great people to work for. I love coming to work every day. It's as simple as that.
Nice. And you're 3 years out of Ellis.
3 years out of Ellis, 3 years in the trade.
If you don't mind me telling everybody, you already bought a house.
I did. Yep.
Pretty big success story. How did you like Ellis? What was it like freshman year coming in?
I loved Ellis. Obviously, just like everybody else, you're very intimidated by all the shops and everything that's going on. But the senior mentors, they helped us through each step of the process, and you just learn to love it.
Nice. Did you go there knowing you wanted electrical?
No,
No.
not at all.
Okay.
I went in thinking either hairdressing or electronics. And then I explored all the different shops, went through each one, and just kind of fell in love with electrical.
Yeah.
Just something about it called to me, and I just stuck with it.
Yeah. It was at the same 12 shops when you started that we
Did not
listed?
have health tech. That was
Didn't
the
have
only
health
one
tech,
that we didn't
okay.
have.
Yeah, so we were going through all the shops. Do you want to list them out and just
Sure thing.
let us all know what the opportunities are for each shop?
Yeah. So we have culinary, and by the way, we have an operating restaurant. So if you'd like to come in for lunch, you can make a reservation. And we have several groups that come in regularly. We have a couple of the elderly groups that come in for lunch.
Yeah.
You can pretty much get a very decent meal for under $10 with a doggy bag.
And I've been there multiple times. Never had a bad service. The chef's really fun to talk to, and the kids are always doing great. So
Thank
it's
you
good
for
food.
that positive feedback.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very good practice for them, and a very good meal for you. So
I remember a Valentine's Day special. That was pretty good. It was like a 3-course meal for like a flat rate. It was pretty good.
yeah, and they've done some really interesting. They try to keep up with the times and such. So they'll have like a skillet, and they'll make different things. Really very interesting things. I think the first year we had culinary, we collectively as a staff probably gained about 10 pounds, so we had to scale back a little bit. We were taking it home for dinner, which is another opportunity. You say you don't have time to make dinner, you can order it to take home and stuff
Oh,
like
wow.
that. So it really saves a lot. And during certain holidays, they'll offer pies and that kind of thing. And sometimes during Super Bowl, you might get some pickies like wings and pizza and stuff like that. So they really try to make it interesting and
Like a real restaurant. So
Yes,
it's like you're getting a real
yes.
experience when you're there as a student.
yeah.
So
And
that's
I'll be honest with you, the shops, when we had the renovation, they really made out very well with the equipment. So our restaurant has equipment that some restaurants don't actually have.
Oh, wow.
So the kids are really, really very fortunate.
nice.
Other shop, we have hairdressing. Little known fact, you can go in and get your hair done, facial, manicure, pedicure. If you have a child that maybe be going to a dance or a prom, make an appointment, they can get all dialed up, and it's a much lower rate. So another option for you. We have an automotive shop. Very unknown fact maybe, you can get your oil changed. They can get other services done. You just need to be a little patient because it does take a little longer, but the rate is much lower than you would pay in a shop. I think the average shop rate is probably around $100 an hour if you would go to a
Yeah.
dealership. And I think ours is about $20
Wow.
an hour.
Yeah.
And all your vehicles will be tested by the shop teachers to make sure that everything's thorough and done right.
Yeah.
We have plumbing and heating. And they do, for our building trades, I would like to mention, you can have work done. If you apply online, you can go all the way from like basement all the way up to a roof.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, they
We're-
build houses, they do renovations, and when I was there, I was in architectural, and that was, just a thing. You could have your house built by Ellis Tech.
Yeah,
It was like
so
a
that's
thing.
pretty cool.
And I will say, plumbing and heating and electrical we're starving for tradesmen out in
Oh,
the
yeah.
field in the housing industry anyway. We just don't have enough, really.
Well, we have and we have an aging population with all those tricks of the trade, I like to say, who make excellent mentors. I will say that the only struggle with that is a little bit cost prohibitive for them because the insurance, liability, and comp coverage can be difficult for a single contractor to cover. But if they give our kids a try, they won't be disappointed.
Nice.
So we've talked about electrical and architecture. We have electronics and robotics, and they will work on your computer. I'm very grateful for them to be in the building because I call the helpline at least once a week to help me out of a pickle on the computers because technology has grown quite a bit
Yeah.
in my tenure there
Right.
at the school. And of course, carpentry, they make beautiful things. Our kids are out in the field doing work, not just for customers, say, like you, Matt, but also for Habitat for Humanity, Boy Scout Camp, the Veterans Parkway. I know a lot of our trades worked on that, including masonry.
Yeah.
We have collision repair. So if you have a dent or a bump or one of those things, again, a little extra time, but they can take care of things and make your car look like new. And we have precision machining. They don't do as much production work, but they can.
So precision machining is like tool and die.
Correct. It was the old machine tool way back
Yeah.
when, I think when you were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was just plain manufacturing, and then they changed it to precision machining. So, but they do the same kind of things.
Yeah.
And again, that was all of the shops really made out very well with upgraded equipment, safety features. The floors are non-skid. and ventilation systems were updated. In
Nice.
addition, all the shops added girls' rooms because they didn't all have that way back
Okay.
when.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Nice.
in
Yeah,
olden-
because you
in
guys
the
went
olden
under.
days.
You guys
Yeah.
had a huge renovation.
Yeah.
School looks a lot different.
It sure
I remember I
does.
was talking to one of the other alumni, and he's like, "It's you can still see some of the bones of what it was, but yeah, it's totally different for the most part."
Yeah.
And in machining, they were getting like CNC machines when I was graduating. So I can only imagine how
Yeah.
great the
They've got.
technology is now.
It's amazing, and they've got the programming, and they've got. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly everything that everybody does, but I can
Right.
appreciate the work that they do. But they have machines that have water in them to keep the
Yep.
metal cool and that kind of thing. So the underclass will work on the manual machines that you probably saw.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
the
were
lathes
there.
and whatnot.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the Bridgeports, I believe, are there
Yep.
too, right? And then the upperclassmen will learn how to program, and they make some pretty neat stuff. Let me tell you.
Nice.
And then we have Health Tech, which is a new addition. I think this is their third year, and students in that shop make out like bandits too. They get a CNA certificate. They get a med tech certificate, a phlebotomy certificate, and they earn college credits. I'm not sure if it's somewhere between 6 and 9 college credits, so it makes it very easy for them to transition into nursing if that's what they choose, or another health trade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's quite a bit of options, when you
it
think
sure
about
is.
right here in Danielson, Connecticut. So as dean of students, your job is to basically help them find jobs on the post grad side.
Yes.
Are there post grads? Like, is there night classes still?
Not
or
anymore.
They've done away
Not
with
at
all
our
of that?
school.
Yeah.
They do have, I do believe some of the schools have them. I want to say Norwich Tech does. So you're talking back before like 2010, we had that. If a shop, say, the shop has an 18 student limit. So if there was a shop that, say, had 15 kids, they could take in a post grad. And they would attend school during the day with the kids. And then we also had evening classes
Right.
for, say, plumbers, electrical, that kind of thing. And it was a much more cost-effective option than going to the traditional tech colleges that could cost up to like $30,000 a year to go to. So these opportunities, really, it's a free education, and you can really be financially secure, in just a few years, like Caitlin.
Nice.
I don't know too many 20-year-olds that own houses. So,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Through the years, we've heard so many of these success stories when you're in the trades, and we all talk about it. And I think I want to say 3 people from my class all bought houses around the same time when we were 23. So
that's pretty amazing.
yeah, and I don't know if we were the first ones or not. I just knew that. I think we were all carpenters.
Very good. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's really. I've always really thought Ellis Tech was just a great opportunity. I know there are definitely some kids that are more prone to, Woodstock, Killingly for the academic side, and they know they want college, they know they want something like accounting or to be a doctor or something. So I get that. That's like not Ellis may not be the path for them,
Right.
but with all these, I mean, there's almost nothing. I remember actually the electrical teacher coming in and talking to us. Just he had a free period or whatever, and he was hanging out with Mr. Young, my old teacher. So this is Mr. Moulin. I don't know if did you ever meet him?
I know of him. I never got to meet him.
So he was like, we can do anything. He's like, we can add on to this school. We can program everything. We can electrical, masonry. He's like, we can do everything. And I was like, it was pretty funny. He's like, I don't know why the state keeps hiring contractors to do this stuff. Like, because you'd have, I remember there was a telecommunications company that came in and ran Cat 5 throughout the whole thing. And he's like, I don't understand it. He's like, we can do all of this.
Well, I definitely rely on student help
Yeah.
in the building. And, you said it's hard to get a plumber,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Well, we have a leak in the science lab, and we deploy plumbing students to go and repair them with their teacher. So,
Nice.
it's really helpful.
Yeah, I
to
do
have
remember
kids doing that.
some students working on the building for sure. But I remember Mr. Moulin saying, like, why would we have this whole team of Cat 5? And I'm sure it was a efficiency thing because so much had to be done, and they worked through the summer. So I was a student laborer too. I worked maintenance
Oh, okay.
through the summers
that's
for
really
a couple
cool.
of years. So I like literally lived at Ellis pretty much.
Bet they loved having you,
We
though.
spent so much time at Ellis because whenever we were done, we were able to go. Me and the other laborer, we would go shoot hoops because it
awesome.
was like you get your 3 hours after school. It was 3 hours, and then we would go shoot hoops. I don't know if we were totally allowed to do that, but we did. No one
Well,
cared.
I think you needed some time to unwind at the end of a
Yeah.
hard day, right?
And,
You
yeah,
had 6
and it-
hours of school, 3 hours of work. I think you needed a break.
And then the 3 hours could work around, so like you'd have like late practice or early practice for. I don't know if they still do that for like basketball.
Yeah, because
so
it's a shared court, and we
So-
have lots of teams too.
yeah,
So yeah,
so you could work before and after or whatever. They just give you a punch list of stuff to do, and you just got it done within
that's really
3 hours.
awesome.
So they did away with the program. My senior year, we weren't invited back. That's what they told us. That it was a line item that they had taken out of the state. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just fired me.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was super convenient because you could do sports and still have a job, and then they gave you 40 hours during the summer. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, so it was a lot of fun. But you got some big events coming, or actually,
Yes.
let's talk about tips for tools.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause
Thank you.
That's one
So
that's
tips
near and
for
dear to my
tools.
heart for sure.
Yes, and near and dear to Shane Young's
Yep,
heart.
Shane Young,
Uh,
shout out. He
Shane-
does so much work for that.
He's very humble.
Yep.
Never forgot where he came from. I
Yep.
get a little teared up sometimes about this,
Yeah,
but
don't you do it because I'll do it too.
okay, I brought my tissues just in case. Shane is just, he's an amazing guy. And I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing that his family struggled with buying tools. And he almost had to leave because he didn't have the money for it. And he said, when I get older, if I'm in a position, I'm going to pay it forward and figure out a way to get some scholarships for these kids so that they can stay at the school and pick the shop they want and be successful at it. So I believe this was our 4th year with this. And sorry, Shane, if I've got the years off, but it was the most we've made so far with that. $24,000 right now. Venmo codes went out, so I'll find out a little bit more at Thursday's KBA meeting.
Yeah.
KBA sponsors it as well.
Yeah.
And I am just floored with the community support of our school. There are so many people that care about our kids that are willing to do just about anything to help us out. And we were concerned because, the economy is a little tough right now for people. And Shane was concerned, I think, 2 weeks just before he had about 20 baskets and made some phone calls to some alumni, and the money started just rolling in. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, he's cultivated quite a network for Tips for Tools. And if for anyone that doesn't know, Tips for Tools, basically, it's been at the Golden Greek every year.
They're lovely because
they're
I'm a
great.
terrible I'm a terrible bartender.
Same here. Terrible bartender.
I'm underfoot.
I've done it before too, and yeah, they basically the bartenders become bar backs for teams of amateur bartenders to serve
yes.
drinks, and basically you get a team that works for about a half hour, and you see how much money you can raise, how many drinks you can sell, and so you kind of promote people coming in at your time that when you're in there, and yeah, Remax has done a team. Bruce Dexter, Amy from Brunette and Company.
Oh, she's a big supporter.
Just
Yes.
all alums.
Yes, it's
they're
really
huge
cool.
supporters. So
And I know Dan Huff does
Yep.
it too. And then one of my alumni from class of 2008 knew that he doubles the pot. So he called up his friends and said, start filling up that box so Dan has to pay a little more. And,
yeah,
and I think Dan ended up with like 4,000
yeah,
in a half an hour.
yeah.
That's
Big Boys Toys. Shout out
Yes.
to Dan Huff and his
Yes.
family that run a very successful small engine repair company over in Pomfret. And I actually get my stuff serviced there, and they're just phenomenal to work with. Yeah. So, yeah, Tips for Tools is, an annual thing.
Right.
And then with the money that comes in, basically they try to give about $1,000 to each student to buy tools as for their prospective shop. So if they're in
Right.
hardressing,
Yeah, so it
they
depends.
get a
Yeah,
budget.
they
Yeah,
get a
depending
budget
on
depending on how much they need. So some
Right.
shops may need a little bit more, some a little less,
less.
but they give 10 scholarships every year.
Nice.
And last year, Shane had a tough time picking just 10, and so he picked 12.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the students were very grateful. We had one of them come to the event.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, yeah. And I just have to say, it's a wonderful opportunity for kids. They write an essay, they give it a prompt, it gets graded, and it's anonymous, so they get a number. We don't
Yeah.
have any names on it or anything like that.
Right.
And if they try really hard on that essay, they have an opportunity for free tools, and that is just amazing.
Yeah, it's funny the way he does it. It's like a double blind. Like Shane doesn't even know whose essay he's reading.
Right.
Like the way they do it, and they have multiple judges or whatever,
That's right.
and they're all like tough tear jerkers and stuff because people come from some pretty tough times,
That's right.
tough backgrounds. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
It is. And this is the thing about, and I shared this before the podcast, Ellis Tech is a great family. I call it my family, right?
Absolutely.
And it's a great opportunity for kids to be successful, like our Caitlin here.
Yeah.
Already owns a house and she's not even a journey person yet. 2 more days and she will be. But, I want my students to be able to be self-sufficient, but not just self-sufficient. I want them to be able to be homeowners and have a decent car and be able to afford vacations and see the world and not just be in this little Northeast Connecticut microcosm, because there's so much in the world to see. And they can do that
Absolutely.
if they work hard and, they earn their certificates
Yeah.
and get out there.
Yeah, and a shout out to another big supporter of Tips and Tools is Adam Reynolds Electric.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit more about your journey from
wow.
senior year and when you started working for Adam. Did you start working at Adam before you graduated?
Yeah, before I
Okay.
graduated, he picked me up through the work-based learning program right from Ellis.
You're being very humble. So Caitlin had to interview, and there were several
did.
students that interviewed.
Yep.
And
I
was selected.
interviewed, I think, with 2 other students from my grade specifically, and I think it was like 3 or 4 others from the grade below. And I guess Adam and Jen liked me. They have said before multiple times that they do like having the male-female teams. It definitely makes for a great duo out on jobs. I can keep everything organized. I write all the emails for the jobs. I keep all the material in check, while my journeyman Luke, he does all the brute force work. He does the things that I can't do. He reaches the things I can't reach. He's the extra helping hand, and I'm the brains. I keep everything together. So
That's nice.
it's
That's a great
definitely,
team.
Ellis has helped so much. I still go back to my shop teacher. I was actually there at open house asking for some help with taking my test, if he had any advice for me, and he came back with some practice tests for me. So I'm
That's awesome.
forever in debt to Ellis Tech. They have helped me out throughout this whole process of being an electrician. It's an awesome program. It's
I'm
amazing.
very, very proud of her. We see her a lot on the videos. And Luke is also a graduate of Ellis. I believe he
he is.
graduated, was it 2016? He was also my
Yeah,
neighbor.
16 or 17.
So I've known Luke since he was a little guy.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's a small town, and then when you get to work for basically your friends and family,
Yeah.
because they become your family if they're
We
not
really do.
already, that kind of thing. You find that great dynamic where you work really well together.
Yeah.
I sometimes with the carpentry, I'll miss the partner that I worked with back at Woodstock Building Associates, and shout out to Woodstock Building
Yes,
Associates.
they're
big-
also a big
big
supporter.
supporters.
Yeah, and WBL employer. We have so many people in this community that really help us out so much. Actually, last year, Congressman Courtney made the rounds, and Woodstock Building Associates was our host, right? We
Yep.
went there. Adam went there to meet, so then the congressman didn't have too many stops, so Adam was there, and I wish I brought the picture. it brings tears to my eyes. But there was this picture of all the graduates that work there, and it was a lot,
Wow.
like 20.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was one guy that graduated from Norwich. But, yeah, so it was pretty cool to see the picture. Like afterwards, I look at it and I say, "Oh my gosh, look at how many kids!" And they're paying it forward by being mentors
Yeah.
to our students, our WBL kids, and our post grads. So it's really awesome. We even stopped at the Vanilla Bean, and there's a mentor there named Nate Labossiere. He's a graduate, I believe, 2018 of our culinary shop. And he's actually been promoted. He went from being a dishwasher to going to the WBL program. And it's Green Valley, please forgive me, restaurant group. I might have gotten that off be a little off on that, but there are 4 restaurants.
Yep,
They have the
yep.
Vanilla Bean and they have 3 others in the Mansfield
85
area.
Main is one
85
of them.
Main,
And
thank
then
you.
they have another one at Stores. Yeah, I don't know the others, but they're yeah, and he's actually one of the founders of Fire and Ice, which is one of the
Oh.
biggest days for small business in our area. It's just
It's
a
amazing.
huge draw for people, and we literally have interviewed some of the businesses where they're like, we wouldn't even have a storefront in Putnam if it wasn't for Fire and Ice.
That's
like
so
the whole
awesome.
reason to be there. So yeah,
That's
that's
really
a huge
cool.
event, and I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't think of his name, but the owner of 85 Main, he was one of the founders or the brains behind it when it started. He was like, because I remember him telling me the story at Fire and Ice, and it was like him, Victoria Station, and Bella's, and they had like 3 ice sculptures on on their
They
pad.
started
on
out
their patio.
small, but
Yeah, and it was
It's okay.
that was 16 years ago or whatever
it's
when it
amazing.
started. So
But it brings in a lot of tourists.
Right.
We bring in
Oh,
a lot of
brings in-
money that
Yeah.
really help the community, you know, and
what was the count? It was like 20,000.
People, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
something
incredible.
like that.
That's
So,
incredible. Well, so now Nathan, our dishwasher, who
Yeah.
was then a mentor, is now general manager of Green Valley Hospitality. I believe that's what the name of it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so very
Awesome.
proud of him. So you see, the opportunities are endless for students who want to put in the time
Yeah,
and the effort.
yeah,
You know, there's a lot of wonderful opportunities for them. I'm
nice.
super proud of them.
That's great. Back to the work-based learning from your perspective. Did you basically got to not go to school?
I got to not
And
go
you
to school.
You go earn while you learn, right?
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
Make money while you're on the job.
I mean, nobody wants to be at school, so if there's an opportunity to go make money, you go. I mean, even with production, just going out with the shop, just having that little bit extra hands-on knowledge just helped so much more once you actually get out into the real world, into the real field. It just shows you way more than what the book says.
Now, does work-based learning start for you at a certain age? You have to be 16 or is it a
Yes.
certain grade?
For me, it was I had to have my driver's license, so 16, and then I had to be passing math.
Oh, okay.
And I had to have all my credits for math.
Are those Adams stipulations?
Actually,
That
so
was
the rules of
school.
the program.
That's the rules
Yep.
of the
The rules of the
program, okay.
program, so they have to be at least 16, they have to be 11th or 12th grade, and they have to have good grades, behavior, and attendance,
Nice.
because, you know, we need them to show up for work, and
Yeah,
they show
yeah.
us that by showing up to school.
Right, right.
All good habits. Soft skills are just as important as the hands-on ones, because those can come with time. But the soft skills that, you know, you see how well she communicates.
And
And
punctuality.
she's good at being on time and showing up and doing
Yeah.
what she has to do. So that's why
Attendance
she's
is
successful.
big until you're in the program. Then you skip school.
Yeah, then you skip school.
So ironic.
Attendance officer. Okay. I often tell the kids, I said, you guys, you're so lucky. You know, when I went to school, I had to work after school. I said, you get to double dip, and they think, they think of potato chips, and
Yeah.
sour cream dip. But I'm like, no, you get to get school credit and get hours towards your apprenticeship, which makes you able to finish earlier.
Way faster.
Yeah.
And they graduate with 1,500 hours in plumbing and electrical,
Wow.
and also hairdressing.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, hairdressing, you graduate with a certificate, right? You basically go
Yes.
into
Yep, they
rent
have a test
chair.
that they have to take, but
Yeah.
they as soon as they hit the 1,500 hours, they can do that, and they
Yeah.
can rent a chair, and they can own their own business.
Yeah.
Do a lot of things, and I've had students that do that, and then they go to college, and they're able to be a licensed, hairdresser or barber, and
Right.
cut their friends' hair.
Well,
Make
and
a few
cut
bucks.
cut hair and make money through college.
Yes, exactly.
That's a big thing to be able to do that. And
Everybody
now,
needs a haircut before their parents come visit on Parents' Weekend or something like that, or wherever they go home for Thanksgiving.
what's the schedule like? Because you have to go to school for academics,
Mhm.
and then when you're in shop, you would be out on the
Out.
field.
Yes. So it was, I mean, for us, our schedules were a little bit different. So I think we had a week and a half in academics and then a week and a half to 2 weeks in shop. And with us, it was you could go whenever you wanted. If as you had to make sure it was okay with Miss Pascone before you went, had to send out your emails and everything.
Yeah.
But she would allow you out for however many days you asked, however many days the employer wanted you
during
during shop.
during your shop.
Yeah, so
Right.
so for juniors, they can go out 2 days a week in the fall semester, 4 in the spring semester, and for seniors, fall semester 3 days a week, and second semester up to 5.
Wow.
As long as I think there's a few things like senior summative assessment and other testing.
Yep.
We have they're doing the ASC certification right now in auto, so this week some of those students have to come to the building for a couple of days, but other than that, they're free to work.
So does every shop have a work-based learning opportunity? Is there any that don't go out?
I'm looking, and I'm just going to let you know off the top of my head, my electronics kids will be starting their, I have 2 that are going to EB, and I have about
Wow.
5
Oh,
out.
that's cool.
awesome.
Architecture, I do not have anybody out presently,
But the opportunity.
but everybody has the opportunity, yeah, but I would
Okay.
say just
Even in
about
the
every
health
shop.
tech? Even in the health
Not
tech?
yet, because
Okay.
this is their 3rd year, but we expect that they will be. They have to have some of their certificates in order to go, and I believe it's a CNA. So that is a new shop. So I'm
Okay.
a little bit green
Right.
on
So
that.
there's still the oldest one in there's a junior, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
But I think come January we might be able to, if they've got that CNA or whatever
Oh, okay,
certs
gotcha.
that they
As they
need.
get their
Miss O'Brien
certification,
will let me
they
know
can
because
do
I already asked her. I said, when can we send them out? So every shop does have an opportunity, and some shops have more kids out than others. But it's a rolling admissions kind of thing. So if if a kid has an opportunity and they have their shop teacher's recommendation and they are in good standing, then they can go to work.
It's such a good program, and for those of you not in the trade, that's like it's so big because when I started at WBA, and it wasn't WBA, but the people that work for WBA just said you can pretty much forget whatever you learned at Ellis. This is where you learn. And so it was odd to me, and I only took architectural. I didn't really go to swing a hammer. I had learned from my father and my grandfather about woodworking, but the idea that they made it out to be like, oh, it didn't matter, and even though they didn't hire anyone from public school, they hired 3 of us from my graduating class. So I was like, it's got to have something.
Well, we always tell
But-
the students, just like when you have a sub, you can't say, "Oh, that's not the way." Mr. Famiglio does it. Whoever you're with, you have to have respect for your mentor,
Right.
and whatever way they show you how to do something, that is the way that you do it. The good news is that when you start out with a young person, they don't have bad habits like an old person like me.
Well-
They're not stuck in their ways, and so that you can mold them and help them grow in that way.
Yeah. Well, my point was when you started working for Adam and the fact that he came from Ellis, I feel like it must have been way more seamless.
It
Where
definitely
you were
was,
already,
Was very
acting like them
comfortable.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I was already comfortable because I knew he was already part of the system with Ellis, and I mean he was a well-known face around there already. So it was very calm, smooth transition. Obviously, I think I was 17 when Adam took me in.
I mean, just imagine that getting to do real work, and I'm just so amazed at what these kids do. And Adam's team is Ellis only,
Ellis
correct?
only.
He keeps coming back for more and more apprentices, which
That's
is really awesome. So he's got an all Ellis team, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and
He
him
is.
and his wife are here. They, I mean, just
They're
down
good-
to earth,
Yeah,
salt.
good
of the earth.
community people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're, they work for their people and their business. You know what I mean? Where you get some owners that want the business to work for them, and there's certain dynamics, but there was just none of that between the two of them. They work really hard for the business.
I believe you've been on some trips, fishing trips and such.
We have.
Yes. Sometimes our mentors spoil our kids a little, and that's okay.
Adam likes to put on some like um, team building kind of, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, camaraderie.
Yeah.
Those are always the best.
So when I first started, I think I just had a vacation because it was him and I, and it was the only employees was him and I. So I just had a 4th of July vacation, which I now take as my forever vacation. And then we do a fishing trip. We go deep sea fishing.
Yep.
It's
Cod
the
or
team.
right around there.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's the
cool.
team and like a couple of our clients, our bigger gravel plant clients and stuff like that. And then last year, he gave us an interesting opportunity. He's got an Airbnb up in Laconia, and he gave both me and my coworker a weekend up there on him.
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Just,
awesome.
just
That's
to go
like above
hang
and
out.
beyond, you know?
Yeah.
This is what I mean about
Yeah.
spoiling the kids.
But they're
you know.
appreciative of the
Absolutely
work
spoiled.
she's
Yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's found her own little, Ellis was her family, it still is. But now she's got an extended family.
Right. Which are all from Ellis.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So it's pretty cool. I did have a mentor. One of his was a plumbing student, and he was a very big history buff. So on his birthday, he took him out to breakfast, which I think he took him out to breakfast almost every day. Anyway, and he also brought him and his girlfriend to Sturbridge Village,
Oh, wow.
cool.
which is really
Yeah.
cool. So I hear little stories like that, and it makes my heart happy to know that. I know my kids are being so taken care of. I joke about them being spoiled, but they're taken care of very well. And
Yeah.
that's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you know if there are any shops that Ellis is looking to expand into or add on?
Not that I'm aware of,
Not right now.
but I'm not always the first to know things. We're pretty, with the renovation, I'm not sure what the room capacity would be for that.
Gotcha.
But I think that with the extension of like the culinary that we got from the renovation and also health tech, I think that we're going to be attracting more females. And not to say that they are traditionally female shops, but sometimes kids come to our school and they have in their head they want to do a certain thing, like Caitlin did, and then they do the rotations and through exploratory, and they're like, hey, this is pretty cool, I never thought of that, and they can be very successful. So I always recommend students to have an open mind when they come, because you never know what you might like, and don't just pick the shop your friends want.
Right.
So that's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And if I can segue into our application
Sure.
deadline for Miss Bedard, she's our new director of guidance. The application process, they're going to start accepting those on the 15th of November, so that's coming up. And if you have any questions, you can send her an email. Again, it's Sheila Bedard, and she's our director of guidance.
And so you you're in 8th grade, you fill out an application to go to Ellis Tech, you send in your transcript.
I
Oh,
believe so.
we don't-
Yes,
okay.
there's a whole package.
And then I was wondering, do they still do I remember doing interviews with Miss Manning.
Oh.
She was the first one to ever interview me,
wow.
and she stumped
pretty
me.
amazing. Oh, did she?
And does she still work there?
No, she recently retired. She
Okay.
transferred to Groton, I want to say, maybe about 8 years ago or so.
Oh, wow.
I might be
Yeah, it
off on
was-
my dates.
she was the
became
Griswold.
department head out there, kind of like she was Mr. Haskell out
Okay.
in Groton.
Okay.
You're right, she was from the Griswold area,
Yeah.
and then she got that promotion, and then she recently retired within the last couple of years.
Nice.
But
Good for her.
she's
I always
a
wondered.
great
kinda
teacher.
what- yeah, she
Yeah.
was great, and she would always. Every week when you came in, she would say, "Write down 5 current events," and we would get into some pretty heated political talks
That's
in
good,
the
though.
class. It was a lot of fun, and I can remember leaving her class once, and she goes, "You really pay attention, don't you?" It brought something up that was going on in the news that they probably didn't want kids to know about.
Well, I think
I wrote it down. We didn't discuss it in class, but she was
I
like,
think-
"All right, touche."
touche. Well, that just showed, you were paying attention, like she said, and we would encourage kids to show what they know and their opinions on things, and be good debaters, and support their opinions with facts. Because that discourse is very important to have and to carry on through life. So
Yeah, she was an interesting class. I think she was just freshman, sophomore, like history and social studies. But
yeah.
um,
And then
yeah,
later on, she did economics, I believe,
Oh,
with
okay.
the upperclassmen. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I worked closely with her with the Country Antique Show.
Oh, okay.
So with Miss Prater, I've got an announcement about that too in
Sure,
a little
bring
bit,
it
if
up.
you don't mind. So
Yeah.
I will go, if you don't mind, I'll go in date sequence though, because Mr. Carter, his 35th annual Ellis Con is coming up on November 15th, the same day that the application window opens.
What's Ellis Con?
Okay, so it's a 12-hour.
Ellis Tech Convention.
It's like Comic-Con, but for gamers,
Oh,
but all
okay.
kinds of gamers.
Okay.
And it's pretty reasonable. It's their biggest fundraiser for the year. It's $10 at the door. Dave Carter is in charge, so if you have specific questions, he can answer. But it's from 9 to 9. And there's artists, dealers, door prizes, and more. Live game auction. Clean out your closet.
Nice.
That might make some wives happy out there. Get rid of those old games. And young and old.
Yeah.
So there's a whole range of ages. And they have a $5 special price for Hometown Heroes. So Mr. Carter is the guy to talk to about that. He inherited that from Mr. Haskell, who does come back. You may have had him for a teacher.
He is so busy because I'm a leader for Troop 44, and we see him all summer long at the June Norcross Boy Scout camp.
He's
So,
an amazing
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He does a lot
he's-
with the scouts, and
Yeah.
he's a great
yeah,
guy.
He was great.
I loved working with him.
Both as a teacher and now hanging out with him in the summer for the scouts.
It's
He's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
He's fun to be around. So
Yeah, and I think and Dave Carter is also in the Cub Scouts Boy Scouts as well.
don't know if I recognize the name, maybe the face.
Yeah, you probably would. You'll
but
know
yeah,
if you
it's
saw
pretty
him.
cool.
I don't know what troop number it is. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry,
okay.
Dave. Sorry.
So that's cool. So gaming day is what day again?
November 15th.
November 15th.
Yeah.
All right.
12 hours of fun.
Nice.
Yes,
And that's at Ellis
at Ellis Tech. Yep.
in the
And
gym or
It's all over.
all over? Okay.
Yes.
So they fill the school with gaming.
Yes, hallways, the multi-purpose room. You didn't have one of those back then.
Yeah,
I'm
we did.
sorry.
We had
Did you
multi.
really?
Yeah, we
Oh,
had
that's pretty cool.
the multi-purpose room, like the where you ate lunch.
Well,
Oh, it's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Oh, that's what we called it. Was
Yeah.
there was the gym and then
the cafetorium in most Catholic schools, I know I had that.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, cafeteria.
Cafetorium, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have another room. Plus, we have the cafeteria, so it'll be in the cafeteria. I do believe they use some of the gym as well. There's quite a turnout. Like, I'm really impressed with the number of people that they have for that. And Mr. Pascone will be there too. He monitors the door. That's
Okay.
that's his job.
nice.
Then, if you don't mind, I'll
Yeah, keep
segue
going.
on.
Love
So
it.
this
All
is-
the
this
events.
is-
Let's
this
get them
is
out
my
there.
baby. So we have a career fair. That'll be November 19th from 8 to 11. And if you're interested, you can contact me, Kimberly Pascone, at cttech.org. Or you can call me. I'm the only Kim in the building. I'm the dean. Just say career fair, and they'll send you through. Right now, I think I have about 25 people coming
For
for the career fair. So
that they would be hiring. So if you need to be hired, you would go to this career. fair,
it's for
or-
our students.
Oh, okay. So the
For our
so-
students, and it's for WBL and post-grad opportunities.
Okay.
And so employers will have an opportunity to meet our kids, get to talk to them, and our kids will have an opportunity to see what else is out there tree-related.
Nice.
And we get a pretty good turnout for that.
Yeah.
Like this year, we've got some military coming, we have a college coming, we've got some banks, and then our regular trade guys are coming too. And this is nice because our alumni come back and man the tables.
Okay.
So it's really cool
So Adam
to
will
see
be there.
that.
Maybe. I actually don't know if he's a part of it
I'll
this
have
year.
to ask him.
Definitely
Well,
ask
here
him.
he's like, keeps
I guess it
our
comes down to your
kids.
need of employees, right?
Correct.
Yeah, always.
Correct. Yep. And another way too, if I might mention, the entire Connecticut Technical Education career system. They can change the name on me a lot.
Okay.
But we have a virtual career center. So if you are interested in looking for employees, you can post to this. It's right on our webpage, and it's called the Virtual Career Center, and you can reach anybody in the state. Our alumni have access to that, and a good way to find people. So not just in Northeast Connecticut, but statewide.
Yeah. And now it says register now. Is that for the employees or the employers?
Both can register.
Can
So
register
if you
through
want,
that,
if you want to find a job, you can register, and you can be alerted when something comes up. And also, if you're an employer, you can, post positions up on there.
And that's awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And that's like you'll have all tech schools.
All tech schools throughout the
Across.
state. We've got
Nice.
17 of them. So
Yeah.
access to 10,000 current kids, plus I don't know how many alumni. I couldn't count.
Right. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Country Antique Show that happens every year, March 28th. That's something Miss Manning and I would work on. I would do the shopping, she would do the cooking. We made a pretty good team for a while there.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of work goes into that. In fact, Jan Prater runs it. I do have her email I'll share with you
Okay.
if you want to post it
Yeah,
later.
we can put it in the comments after whatnot.
So it seems like it's early to start, but it isn't. She has a pretty good showing of antique dealers, so pretty nice stuff.
I actually, one year I worked like heavy loadout for that. So if somebody bought something big, me and a team of other students would carry it out and load it on trucks and stuff like that. And then we would work for tips.
Yep, and you make out pretty well with that.
Yeah. And even there, when the antique dealers are setting up, they'll hire the
They
kids
have
to
runners.
come in, or they'll have runners and they'll tip out pretty well.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good day.
That's good you got picked for that, Matt. Sounds like you were very industrious
know if
while
I
you
got-
were at Ellis.
I don't know if I got picked or voluntold or.
Well, one of those things. Well, you must have done all right if they asked you back. That's really
So,
good.
yeah, I did that one year. And that was fun. We were there really early in the morning. I remember 'cause
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
you have
setting
to-
up early.
Yeah, those antique dealers get up pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a really good following, and people go every year, and it's really great. And I don't have much information except for that we do have a float in the holiday
cool.
razzle dazzle parade. Did you work on that when you were at
Didn't,
school?
no.
So
That was right before me. You guys started doing that. It was
Okay.
right after me, I mean.
yeah, so John Murdoch is in charge of that.
Nice.
So if you have any questions or want to participate in any way on that, you can contact him.
Shout out to John, who's a teacher in Murdoch Electric Company,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yeah, does fire and alarms and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
John was a sophomore when I was a senior, and we played basketball together. It was quite close with his family. So
He was a great
yeah,
basketball
they're-
player.
They're great, and he was coaching for a while too. I
Yes,
think.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
a
did really
coach.
well.
Hmm. He sure did. And he was a very good player. I believe he was on my husband's freshman team,
So okay,
and they were like really good players.
nice.
Not necessarily, they had been in AAU, and there was a group of maybe like 5 or 6 of them that were like awesome. And it was, I remember it was the first year that they beat Prince Tech, and they were on the radio. And
Yeah, that's
it was like a really
wild,
big deal.
'cause
You
when
know,
I was there, we got
It's just-
blown out by.
it was just a,
Tech.
it was just a freshman team, and they
So-
came to us with great talent.
Yeah.
And they did very well for the 4 years that they were there. I think
That's
a lot of
awesome.
them got a lot of varsity time. So they were just incredible. We just have so many wonderful kids, you know.
Yeah, and so you guys have a lot of sports too. Or should we? Did you have any more dates to announce?
I don't have any more dates. I did
Okay.
mention about how you can get work done, right? And I
Yep,
mentioned
yep.
the work-based
We did
learning
talk about
program.
that for sure.
But I also wanted to mention, sometimes an employer may want to give us some input, and we value it very much for our curriculum, for any kind of new, procedures,
Yep.
new,
I was on.
I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I was on this committee for Mr.
Okay, you
Young for
know.
a couple of years.
yeah, it's called the PAC committee, so Program Advisory Committee, but you might talk about different techniques, different kinds of materials maybe that we're
Yeah.
not aware of.
Newer
The
technology.
Generac stuff or whatever, and things that you might like us to include in the curriculum or expose the kids to. And this is very helpful. We really rely on the trades folks in
Yeah.
the community to help us with that. And they meet twice a year, so they already had their fall meeting. There'll be another one in the spring. And Jim Gallo, I would say, would be the main person to contact for that.
Oh yeah, Jim Gallo.
Jimmy does a lot of stuff. So,
He had just started when I was there, and I think he was like subbing, and then he had a couple of positions before he became the carpentry teacher. And
correct. He
he just
actually
does phenomenal carpentry work.
he does. He's an amazing guy. He actually was a roommate of mine at school, so he helped. He did the trade end for special ed kids when
Oh,
I first
okay.
started.
That makes sense.
And Jimmy, thank you so much for fixing my desk that I got jammed on a weekly basis. And he's still fixing things for me today. But
Nice.
he's great, and he's had a couple kids come through. So he had
Yep.
Anthony graduated a couple years ago. He's working at EB. He's a supervisor, second shift, and then in the machine shop there. And he's training the new guys.
Wow.
So he's doing really great. Nick just graduated last year. He's doing awesome.
Nice.
And we have Matthew, who is, forgive me, Matthew, I believe he's a 10th grader, but he might be 11th grade plumbing.
Wow.
And he's got a couple more coming.
Yeah.
So
Six
kids,
Yeah.
and they're all very polite, very hard workers. The girls went to Plainfield High,
Nice.
but the boys have come to us so far. So that was really nice. I think I've covered all those bases.
Yeah.
I had a lot.
That's so funny to hear all these names again, and just kind of it's like this tight knit family where you're all going above and beyond, getting more of these programs and making it more and more seamless as we educate and get them out into the field. That's really awesome. It's really cool to see how far Ellis has come even since when I was there.
Yeah.
It was only 23.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I think that when you bring that up, I think when I first got there, people thought, oh, well, they need to go to tech school because that's where they should go. They're not going to go to college, and they're like a hands-on kid or whatever. But you
Yeah.
have very bright kids. And
Yeah,
you are very bright if you can fix things and build things. That is a
Yeah.
misnomer.
The tech schools and the trade industry itself has had some real waves of a past as to whether or not tradesmen were intelligent or not, or whether or not academically sound kids or kids that weren't. They were more visual or hands-on learners, and who went where, and what it meant and whatnot. And I just think that we've done a really good job of changing that culture back.
I agree.
Back to it's you can't shake a stick at some of these careers that you see.
No. They're very successful and they're very bright.
I mean, look at Bruce Dexter. I mean, the
Amazing.
amount of wealth he has unleashed on himself and his employees, and the amount of amazing work. I mean, you just go to any of the casinos and you see some of the incredible masonry work that has been done.
Yeah. And that's a New England thing too.
Yeah.
I was out in Tahoe probably about 10 years ago visiting with a friend, and they were talking about, boy, I said I work at a tech school, and these kids, like, they're amazing, and they're like, do you know any masons? I said, yeah, I know tons of masons. Like, I know a lot of kids that can do a lot of things, Please tell them to come out here because they just don't have the beautiful work that we have out here. I think sometimes we take for granted all those beautiful stone walls and
Yeah.
veneers on the houses, and I know the Veterans Walkway, Veterans Park, they worked really hard on, and it's just incredible the things that the kids can make and do.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. I spent a little time down in masonry. I just want to share a funny story.
Sure.
Because when I first went to Ellis, how are we on time?
Oh,
Oh,
talking
we,
too
we
much?
don't have a
No,
limit.
no.
You don't have.
no.
Oh, you don't want to tell me that. so I said to myself, you know what? I want to learn a little bit about all the trades, and I really like stone walls and Anyway, so what do they do? Well, the first thing you do when you go to masonry is you're going to do the grunt work, So they started passing block, and they've got like the 18 kids passing block like it's a lollipop. And here's me, oh. So I was there. I don't know how long. I was not very long. And I'm like, okay, I don't think this is for me. But I do appreciate the work that they do. They make so many beautiful things. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I also spent some time in electrical with Mr. Mattel and Mr. Moulin.
Yeah.
And I spent an entire cycle studying. I had like the multicolored pencil. I really paid attention.
Yeah.
There was a test.
Yeah.
All the kids left. They were done. And I'm still there doing it. And so of course I go back to the teacher because I went to college prep school, right? So I'm not a hands-on person, but I was like, I really thought I figured it out. I just like really took copious notes and everything. And finally I'm going back, oh, I didn't get a chance to correct it, Kim, yet. I didn't get a chance. I said, listen, after a couple weeks, I flunked it, didn't I? And they go, yeah, you did. You're not going to be an electrician. I said, that's okay. It's all right. I can appreciate the hard work that goes into it.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was really neat to be able to, they allowed me to do that and sit in the theory lessons and try to figure things out. So I really appreciate people in the trades. And like I said, I break everything. Mr. Pescom comes home to almost daily broke report. So, so I'm grateful for people who know how to fix things and make things beautiful.
That's really awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, Ellis Tech Masonry goes to like a state competition every
Yes,
year,
they
and
do.
they
Skills
pretty
USA, they pretty
they wipe the floor almost every year.
They do, and then they make it to the national competition, and they do very well there as well. Come home with really big trophies. I believe Tequila Fear went last year, and I believe she did very well.
Yeah, they usually come home with like new levels
The big
and
giant trophies, fluffy
the
trophies.
trophies. But they also give the kids tools, if I'm not mistaken, or they
believe
used to
so,
anyway.
yeah.
And that's pretty cool to have, some really nice tools and
And
stuff.
Paula Roswell does that. Paula Roswell and Elliot Hayden,
Elliot Hayden,
the advisors for Skills USA. There are other competitions too with that. So there's soft skill competitions like resume writing, interview skills. There's, I believe, extemporaneous speech, which years ago Skills used to be VICA, vocation, something or
Workplace
other.
readiness, I think.
And
we
workplace
had,
readiness
we
was
had that
another.
one.
Yeah. And Mr. Pascone was at a tech school and he competed in extemporaneous speech. He was #1 in Rhode Island. He didn't do so well out in Arizona. He was 11th, but that's okay.
11th is pretty
11th
good.
is pretty good. Yeah, they had.
Considering how many?
That's kind of like they give you a topic to talk about. It could be anything. You have 5 minutes to think about it, and then 5 minutes to talk about it. So I believe they also have that.
Improv.
Yeah,
pretty
kind of
much.
like an improv thing.
that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. So it's pretty cool. So there's a little something for everyone. But I know that Paula and Elliot work really hard on that to get the kids out there, get them prepared.
Definitely.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a lot of work, and they have to do a lot of fundraising because it's expensive to send the kids out. But we always place, and at least one kid goes, but more than one usually goes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Thanks for bringing that up. I didn't.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I actually just saw Mike Daigle the other day because
yes.
I buy food from his son.
Yeah, Dylan. So
Daigle.
Dylan and his
Yeah.
son went to junior high together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, Daigle Farms.
doing a great job
Shout
with
out
that.
to Daigle Farms. We
yummy
love their
stuff.
food, and Dylan's been on the podcast a couple of times. And I in Mike Daigle's retirement, he has had the opportunity to go to every state and grab a stone from every
Well,
state
Let me just tell you.
to build
yes.
it. He wants to build a pier
That's super
and call it his state pier because it'll have a stone. And he's like, the only state you couldn't get a stone from was Wyoming Badlands. And he says it's all clay. It just falls
Really?
apart, and it's just this kind of gray clay. He says there's no stone. So he's like, that's otherwise he's got 49
That's amazing.
stones.
I am not surprised.
And well, you had mentioned, be successful in travel. I mean, that's kind of
And Mike's a pretty amazing guy, and I remember being, at his house, and he would see a stone, and he knew just where it should go or what it should be a part of. I mean, he just had that art in his
Yeah.
head. It was
Yeah,
like a
he's-
natural talent. It was unbelievable.
he's a stonemason to the core.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
I would say.
and he's still doing it.
Yeah,
know?
I know. He is a hard worker too.
Yeah, I
Up
remember.
at the crack of dawn,
I remember
always doing something.
being in his exploratory, and he would teach you how to lift things, like with your legs and stuff. And he
Really
would say,
smart.
at that time, I think he was in his 50s. Is like, I'm in my 50s, gray hair, and I still lift all this heavy stuff. My back doesn't hurt, and it was that whole.
Well, mechanics is really important, and we probably didn't know
Yeah.
about ergonomics back then. But Mike might have been a
Ahead of the-
trendsetter, ahead of the time.
ahead
for
of the
sure.
times.
Yeah, because I know that when I was talking about the renovations, just as you speak about the ergonomics and holding your body right, in in hairdressing. You know, if you go, you usually have, they lean over to wash your hair,
Yeah.
but they actually have their sinks. The kids can stand up,
Yeah, it's taller.
and they're taller, and they stand up behind them, so they're not bent over, and that's really important, you know,
Right.
because you have to take care of your body when you're doing heavy stuff,
Yeah,
you know, and climbing and,
Yeah,
and lifting and all that jazz, because your body has to last you a
yeah,
long time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's definitely.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's definitely a kind of a newer thing that I feel like they should at least push in the trades where you are using your body to make a living. So, you know,
It's a lot of wear and tear.
you want to make sure that you're, you know, all the repetitious stuff where, like, I had shoulders where I'd have overdeveloped muscles and underdeveloped muscles where they wouldn't work well together, and they kind of hated each other once in a while. And so, like, there was physical, I had to do a lot of physical therapy to get them corrected afterwards when I became a realtor. So,
Yeah. Well, you have that muscle. I don't know a lot about muscles, but I can tell you there's muscle memory. So if you're doing the wrong thing all the time,
right.
it can
You
really
just think
do
about
damage.
how many times you use a screwdriver and how many
Yep.
times you're doing this. Well,
Every
there's
day.
an opposite action to do every day, you know, like in the morning or when you're done your shift or whatever, to combat
Yep.
the wear and tear or the you know, whatever it is, the muscle deterioration, like carpal tunnel, that kind of thing. So
There's a lot of companies nowadays that implement stretch and flex. Like
Okay. Wow.
you're supposed to have at least, I think it's like 10, 15, 20 minutes of your morning
For
where
sure.
you all stand there and you stretch before you go
Kind of
even
like
pick up
yoga.
a tool.
Kind
Yeah.
of like yoga. Miss Pasquale's a big fan of yoga.
Yep. Basically like
Yes.
yoga. They
Yeah.
want you to touch your toes and reach
Yeah.
for the sky.
well, even when you play on soccer or basketball,
Right.
the first thing you do is sit in a circle and stretch
Exactly.
and warm up. Is like, well, when you're doing physical stuff in the trades, you should do the same type of warm up.
Absolutely.
really
It-
important.
It doesn't matter what trade you do, how young, how old, you should be taking care of your body because your body is your tool, especially in a trade.
Yeah.
See how smart she is. We're just so proud of you, Caitlin. I have no idea.
Thank
Really
you.
proud of you.
Awesome. Is there anything else we need to bring up? What's this?
Oh, that was just the flyer for Tips for Tools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
I
that
brought it so I
that
would
went out.
remember.
That was
That
like
was
2
in Oc-
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in October.
But definitely keep it in mind. It's an annual thing. They do it every year, and it's such a huge contribution to the trade community.
We had
get
quite a
the-
turnout.
Getting those kids a fair start. You know.
Yeah, thank you for the plug for that. I'm sure that
Yeah.
Shane appreciates
Oh,
it too, and the
God.
KVA.
Yeah, we love Shane here. So he's
awesome.
he's always working so hard for that. Really appreciate that. So
Absolutely.
I don't know. Anything else? Any little anecdotes? Anything?
Got anything?
I don't got anything.
I just hope that our students know how very proud we are of them
Yeah.
and their successes, and they're the people in our neighborhood. And I'm so very happy when I see them out working and making us proud. And I would encourage them to stay in touch with us because we always like to hear how they're doing. We miss them when they leave. We miss them when they take a day off, you know, but we really miss them when they leave. And sometimes we don't hear from them. And I would very much love to hear from any alumni about what they're doing, whether it's trade related or not,
Right.
just to see how they're doing and let us know what's happening.
Nice. Well, I hope some reach out.
I hope so too.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. You're always welcome. Bring anyone from Ellis you want. I truly love the program and everything you guys are doing. So if we can shout it out to the world, you know, let me be your conduit for that.
Good job.
Got one dad joke in. Sorry.
So we so much appreciate the opportunity to talk about this, and you guys have made it very comfortable,
Oh, good.
so that I think I covered all my bases, and
Good.
I'd get over my stage fright. So thank you very much.
good.
Now
Yeah, I
I can
didn't-
go into acting. I'm all set now.
I didn't really notice. I didn't think you had any stage fright.
You
Good
guys,
job.
you guys made it very easy for me, so thank you.
Yeah, because Kyle works very hard at making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
You-
Well, thanks what you guys do for the community, getting the message out.
we're
You know,
trying.
really appreciate that.
Awesome. So for all of you out there, like and share and subscribe to all of the Community Workbench platforms and whatnot. And thanks for watching. The Community Workbench family is promoting their Be the One campaign and also the Quiet Corner peer support group. Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's bigger on that screen.
Yeah, it's bigger on. So this is for your first responders, your combat vets, anyone that may be subject to PTSD. Call in, check on them, and just make sure that they know that they're there and that they have these wonderful programs to help them out if they're struggling. And for any more details, you can go to betheone.org, and just be there for them. Next week, join us again Monday, November 10th at 6 p.m. when we interview ourselves. Happy birthday to the Community Workbench. We are turning 2, and it'll be Kyle and I. And if anyone has any suggestions or anything they want to bring up or anything, our phones will be on. You can call in or even stop by. And if you've been on the show before, you can feel free to stop by and just put a plug in for your business or just talk to us about anything. We love success stories. If somebody contacted you because they saw you on the Community Workbench, we'd love to hear that story for sure. Anyway, we'll see you Monday. As always, buy local, hire local, dine local, volunteer local, donate local, get educated local, buy Ellis Tech if you can. Have
Happy
great
birthday.
days. Thank you.
And thanks